Hey guys, Dr. Greg here. I'm going to continue in the lab series. The most commonly run blood panel by your doctor is a lipid panel. And the reason for that is the number one cause of death right now in the United States is cardiovascular disease. Now, here's the catch. And also one of the number one prescribed medications is some type of a statin drug, which comes with all kinds of crazy side effects. So a typical lipid panel looks at total cholesterol, LDL, which is considered the bad cholesterol, HDL, which is considered the good cholesterol, and then triglycerides, which not everyone really quite understands what triglycerides mean. So let's talk about triglycerides. So your triglycerides, quite simply, are a response to how your liver processes carbohydrates in your body. Now, there are genetic predispositions to people having high triglycerides. Most labs say that if that number's 150 or less, you're good. Now, here's what we're finding. In the world of functional medicine, ideally, optimally, your triglycerides need to be less than 100. Now, if your triglycerides are greater than 100, first place we look is at your diet. Are you having excessive carbohydrates, refined carbs? So that's number one to look at. Number two, though, remember we've talked about liver enzymes. So when I see elevated triglycerides on a lab, I always go and look for liver enzymes. So remember we talked about AST, ALT, albumin, and alkaline phosphatase. We always want to correlate to see if there's other markers that show us that the liver is showing some stress. I would say that according to some research, that's one of the most prevalent disease processes that we're going to see, and we're actually seeing it right now, is something called non-alcoholic fatty liver syndrome. And elevated triglycerides, because remember, triglycerides with the fat are a huge correlation to the cause of that. Now, the only way to really diagnose non-alcoholic fatty liver syndrome is through a needle biopsy, which means they literally stick a needle into your liver to see if it's fatty, though we have to look at the numbers. So if your triglycerides are greater than 100, the number one place to look is at liver enzymes to see if they're off. But number two, you have to look at, also look at insulin, right? Because you could be insulin resistant, which is then causing a greater load on your liver. So triglycerides less than 100 ideally. Take care.